This is the Fantasy Road Show. Yo. Uh-oh, I can't hear you. Hello? I can't hear you. Shit. Hello.
Hey, welcome in. There we go. Oh, man. Welcome into another episode of the Fantasy Road Show. We are your hosts. You can call me Truck. We are joined by the infamous Shane O'Mac. Shane, how you doing?
He's probably late than never.
He's probably wearing that Wildcat gear this morning.
Oh, yeah.
Today.
Yeah. What's going on? How you guys doing?
Doing good. What's the setup here? Is this like a little couch setup in the truck?
I'm in the truck today. I am in the back of the truck. You know, I'm trying to find the best feng shui of like a setup, and it wasn't comfortable before sitting up front. I'm sitting in the driver's seat all day anyway, so it's like I don't want to be up there. So I'm in the back in the little nook area. I set up the microphone right here in a little corner, so I think I'm okay. What do you guys think? You guys approve?
Yeah, I think it looks good.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Nice.
Two turnovers by the Bills already.
Dude, it's their MO, right? Like this is just what happens.
Yeah, they need to fire Dorsey.
I mean, is McDermott on his way out too?
Yeah, they need everyone new.
Yeah, should be.
Yeah.
Tough sledding.
I mean, you have one of the best creative players in the league in Josh Allen. You need a creative offensive mind to kind of optimize his talent, and they just don't have that since Dable left.
Yeah.
Could you imagine if them or Justin Herbert got Ben Johnson?
I mean, come on.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Please.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious to see how the coaches, in the off season, who's going to be the coach of the Bears, Chargers. There's a lot of openings that are going to pop up here at the end of the season.
Yeah, because there's such bad coaching right now. It's crazy to me. Even watching like college football, it was like James Franklin, like, what are you doing? Just making horrible decisions. It bothers me that I can sit on my couch and like point out what a really bad decision is. And there's guys that are, at that level that are trusted with these programs. It's kind of just crazy to me.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on right now. Texas A&M, right? I haven't really paid too much attention, but Jimbo Fisher's out the door.
Yeah, I mean, he's absolute trash. He literally he just didn't even care. It was clear as day. He just made $76 million to basically go in there, recruit people
that is
with
absolutely
some
insane.
Big-time booster money, and then just not do shit.
Yeah. That's good. That's one of the greatest jobs where you just be a coach, you get fired, and then all of a sudden you got like 40 mil. You can just go do whatever you want.
Yep.
Yeah, he's got 100. Is it Rule 1 routines?
Oh, yeah. Great segue, Kulz. This episode is brought to you by Rule 1 Proteins. Go to www.rule1proteins.com. Enter promo code ROADIES40 at checkout for 40% off. That is ROADIES40 for 40% off. Oh, looks like we got a question. Josh, welcome in. Kulz, when you have a chance, if you could pop that on the screen for me, please. Josh is asking, would you trade Carr and Kittle for Kelsey? 20-team PPR. This is Josh's infamous 20-team PPR league. His roster is Lamar, JT, Aaron Jones, Tyreek, DJ Moore, Kittle, and Christian Kirk. He also has Carr on the bench. So I would still have a backup quarterback. Carr and Kittle for Kelsey.
Yeah, I'd do it.
Yeah, this I'm guessing this is not a dynasty. This is a redraft.
Yeah, probably. But either way, like he's not going to start unless this is a 2 QB league. He would basically be trading Kittle for Kelsey.
Yeah. Yeah, it is redraft. Okay. Yeah, no, absolutely. That makes sense. He also
Yeah.
has DeVito on his bench, so I mean that's kind of other guy had Daniel Jones and Jimmy G, so he's desperate.
Yeah, I would say. Yeah, I would do it. And then, like, you could even just, like, to try to, screw that owner, you could go ahead and pick up Jameis Winston also if you had a
Ooh.
roster spot to do that with. It may be tough in a 20-team league, but
Yeah.
I didn't hear. I think that what I saw today, the reports on Carr was shoulder was not as bad as it feared, but
Yeah.
he is in a concussion protocol.
Yep.
They are on a bye next week, I believe.
Oh,
So
yeah.
the Saints are on a bye. So I would imagine he probably clears concussion protocol by game time the week after, week 12.
Yeah,
But
and
there's a chance.
I think the other thing, Josh, is a couple of things. So Kittle, he seems to get hurt always at some point in the year, and that hasn't really happened yet this year. And while he had a good game this Sunday, he was 3 for 116, I believe, with the touchdown.
Yeah.
He's not usually as reliable when Debo and Ayuk are both healthy with McCaffrey. So I just think you got a much more reliable, high ceiling guy in Kelsey to put in your lineup.
Yeah, definitely. Keep losing. You don't get it. Super unlucky. Yeah. Are you scoring a lot of points with it 5-5? Probably.
5-5 in most leagues. You're still in the playoff hunt at this stage.
Most definitely. Yeah. Yeah, I think you'll be all right. Your team looks good. Trending. Which way do you think it's trending? You got Lamar, JT, Aaron Jones. Got to be trending up with your running backs. JT and Aaron Jones, but I think you'll be all right. Third most points forced. Yeah. Yeah, that's unlucky, buddy. That should even itself out.
I usually take that as a moment to have a pretty deep self reflect on yourself and how you've upset this fantasy gods, because you've clearly done something that so you need to right that wrong. Whatever that is, Josh. You need to become a better person, and your fantasy team will start to get the lucky breaks.
Here's what you need to do, Josh.
All the time.
Your matchups next week. Your matchup. Find out who you're facing. Come Thursday, send a text message. Dude, your team's so good. Pump up your opponent.
Probs all my borderline scam trades. No,
that's definitely that could be it, man.
No, it's not. It's much deeper than that. People that unless you're scam trades, I mean that's unless you're taking advantage of someone like
that sounds like he is.
No, so maybe someone, whatever. I'm not. I can't say what I want to say.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Oh man.
And you probably got unlucky this week, Josh. Like Lamar could have had a much bigger game. So I mean, that for as high a scoring game that was, he was kind of unlucky. He didn't have more points.
Yes.
I'm turning the AC on. 1 second. It's on here.
All right. Kulz is hot over there. Shane, how's your fantasy teams doing? Did you win a lot this week, or did you have a bad week? What's going on?
So I always judge my week off my one big, huge, old league, and so I won in that league, which was good. It's always good, like when I go into a Sunday night game or Monday night game, I don't have to sweat anything out. So, so I've got nothing riding on the line tonight. I've got Kincaid going in like 3 leagues, but it doesn't matter what he does. So.
Oh, okay. All right. Nice. Yeah, I have. I'm
too sweaty.
In my league. I am down by 5. I have Cortland Sutton and Gabe Davis, and he has Russell Wilson. So it's going to be a close one, and I'm hoping I'm hoping for a Gabe Davis touchdown, pretty much, and a Cortland Sutton.
Yep. Can I get what was the call? Did the call get made to go Kincaid over Andrews in the joint team?
It did not. No, Kulz shot that down and said we should go Andrews.
And Andrews didn't have. I mean, Kincaid's probably going to outscore him, but if the Ravens score 31 points, I don't really give a fuck. Like, you're going to start Andrews anytime the Ravens, like, if the Ravens have 31 points.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
So I'm not going to. You draft Mark Andrews in the 3rd round for a reason. You're starting him. That's.
Yeah. Don't get cute. He stays
It's
in the
just
lineup.
like, yeah, I mean, that was
you need to trade one of those guys is what you guys got to do.
No, not a chance. Kincaid's a keeper. I mean, if someone wants to give us fair market value for Andrews, I'm all for it. But
yeah,
we're in fucking the shittiest leagues you can imagine, Shane. There's like maybe like a trade every fucking 5 years. It drives me insane. I don't want to be in any of them. It's just idiotic. They're all with the same fucking inactive people too. Like it's not fun.
Can I just tell you my biggest pet peeve in fantasy football leagues is the owners that don't even respond. No, that don't even respond to a trade offer. Like it just sits there for a week.
Yeah. Or
like
multiple weeks.
Basically, this is, or they'll deny it and then you won't hear from them. It's literally, there's no point in playing fantasy football. Like they should all be best ball leagues if you're going to just not trade. You know what I mean? Like, it's not fun.
Yeah, this
it never changes
that grinds Kulz's gears.
Well, it's just not how the game's supposed to be played. Like,
well, of course,
it's just disrespectful.
Well, keeper league makes a difference, and then not trading Kincaid, that's for sure.
Update: Kulz, who has Zay Jones in our Edgers league? Jaguars wide receiver Zay Jones was arrested on misdemeanor domestic battery charge today. Jailbird money.
Yep.
Wonder where that $5 is going to.
I like that rule though. I've got to implement that in my big main league next year.
Jailbird.
Yeah, that's a
whoever gets arrested. Everybody cough up $5.
That's a good one.
Michael Thomas just got arrested, so he was a payout.
Yeah, that's a good. I like that. That's good.
Yeah,
Zay Jones. Let's see, Abbott. Dave Fulland. Zay Jones arrest.
Anytime Kulz is typing something, he always has to say it out loud, and the slow just Zay Jones arrest.
Poor Zay Jones. I wonder if he's going through it again. He had some issues in college. I know he almost jumped off of a balcony on acid.
What?
Oh, geez.
What?
Yeah.
Zay Jones? What school did he go to?
He did LSD, East Carolina. He did LSD at East Carolina and like freaked out, like had a bad trip and almost like committed suicide. He almost jumped off a balcony, and I think he like was suspended or something.
Wow. Can't handle the psychedelics. Hey, PK, welcome in. Your brother's here, Kulz.
Zay Jones. Petey, do the Bills get it tonight?
Hey, I think they do. They started off the game terribly with a fumble and a pick. They can't stop turning the ball over, but I still think they figure out how to win this game. I think they do get it done tonight. Are you guys in agreement with me still? This is still a Bills game to lose, but I think they win.
Yeah, I think so. I don't think this Denver offense is going to do enough to win.
No, definitely not.
Yeah, I mean, it's not good to see Josh Allen turning the ball over, but it's early. He's not going to be much damage done. He'll get it figured out and they'll win. You just can't do this against good teams.
Yeah, at least it's early and not in the fourth quarter in the end zone throwing picks.
blah, blah, blah. 30th. He was 30th floor too. Trying to jump through a 30th floor.
Yeah, that's rough, man. Hopefully, Zay Jones. Hopefully, you're doing okay out there, buddy.
Should we get into some games, or actually, should I do a little protein shake review?
Yeah. Everybody go to rule1proteins.com. Enter promo code ROADIES40. 40% off. That's right, PK. ROADIES40. Get yourself some protein.
Yeah, get some protein, PK.
What's the flavor here today? Tonight?
Vanilla ice cream.
Oh.
Ooh, vanilla ice cream. Are you all done with your gelato series, or you still got some of that?
No, I got tubs of that, so
nice.
I'm all set with. I got cookies and cream gelato and pistachio gelato.
Nice.
That's the Source 7 blend, which is 7 different types of protein. It's good to typically mix up your protein source. So if you get like a couple different kinds, and then like each day, like one day I have a plant protein. One day I'll do plant protein. Another day I'll do like a whey isolate. Another day I'll just do the Source 7. So you mixing up your protein sources is good. I mean, that's kind of like common knowledge or logic, but
yeah, makes sense. Shane, did you get your care package yet? I'm still waiting on mine.
No, when we do, we'll unzip those packets at the same time to the show.
Promise. I promise it'll come. All right. I'm going to shake it up and give us a little taste.
Shake it up.
What just happened this last drive, by the way?
I'll be honest, I wasn't paying attention much. I just looked down and I'm like, all right, well.
Yeah, I got all sidetracked thinking about Zay Jones on LSD on the 30th floor.
We had a Diggs catch for 9 yards. Latavius Murray. Yeah, it's 2 incompletions and a punt.
Wonderful.
All right, well.
Russell Wilson.
Good start for the Broncos.
I'm a little surprised it's taken
Bills can
this
score
long
quick, so we'll see what happens.
For Lenny Fournette not get activated.
Well, I was talking to Kulz about that right before kickoff, and I was going to say that if James Cook has a bad game, which he fumbled on his first carry, I would imagine that he gets promoted to the active roster this next week, and then we see him in some sort of fashion next week,
Vanilla ice cream.
Drinking ice cream there? Just okay.
It's pretty good.
Did you mix it with water or did you mix it with almond milk?
This one I did water.
Okay.
I'd say I'm trying to understand where the ice cream comes in because it's definitely vanilla.
It's just vanilla. It's got to be creamy, right?
I mean, it's maybe like a little bit creamy. What?
Yeah, creamy.
Yeah,
like a cream soda.
Yeah, and it's like a thicker cream than the gelato series.
Shane, I don't know if you were with us last time. Kulz and I found out the difference between gelato and ice cream on the last stream. We took a dive into the difference between ice cream and gelato, which was fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Do you remember what it was?
The eggs, but it was also the amount of milk.
Yeah, it's like the process essentially.
Yeah, but also very similar. So,
do they have gelato in Kansas, or is it too country for Italian pleasure?
No kidding. We used to have a gelato store that closed, I think.
Really?
Yes.
Oh God.
Yes.
That's funny.
What's going on with Jack Samac? Have we done any more thought of his weekly segment? Do we know what's the Jackson Max segment?
We can have him pop in Thursday night, like close up the show or something.
Trying to think of what we got to have, like a Jackson Mac something of the week. We got to keep workshopping that.
Yeah,
we're on to something there.
Yeah, definitely need to incorporate him.
He can give us the TikTok tutorial.
Yeah. Teach these old men TikTok. Speaking of TikTok, I wish we could play videos. If I played a video on the screen, do we know how it would play? Like audio wise?
It should work if you do a screen share and have that window up on screen share. The audio should plug in as well.
Let's see. If
we have
a tech savvy enough.
We got a question here, real quick. Antonio Lopez. The main guys on my team are Justin Herbert, Brees, DeAndre Swift, Kyron Williams, Warren, Tyreek, AJ Brown, Amari Cooper, and Andrews. Got a great team. I want to upgrade my flex. What should I do? So your flex right now is between Kyron Williams, Jalen Warren, Amari Cooper. Is that correct? Or how many wide receivers are you in your starting lineup? I'm assuming it's between Amari, Kyron, and Warren, which Warren looks like a great flex right now as it is.
Yeah, he officially won the job. This is what Tomlin came out and said on Sunday.
Really?
Starter. Yeah, he's earned the title of starter.
Yeah. To me, I think you have great flexes already with Amari Cooper and Jalen Warren. Kyron coming back.
2 receivers, 1 flex.
So, yeah, between those 3, I think you're in a good spot, man. I'm going to be straight up with you. I love your team. Justin Herbert, Brees, Swift. Your 2 running backs are top 10, top 12, definitely. Tyreek and A.J. Brown, 2 of the best receivers in the NFL. Justin Herbert's going to score you mad points each week. And Andrews is, top 3 tight end. So, I mean, I don't think you need to upgrade, but if you really wanted to, and you're done with your bye weeks, I'm not sure. I know Swift already hit his bye. I don't know all the rest of the bye weeks off the top of my head, but I would hold on to your other options right now. I wouldn't do a 2-for-1. You need depth, you know what I mean?
And he gets Kyron Williams coming back in week 12. So maybe he doesn't get the full workload that he did, but he still can probably be pretty good.
Yeah. I mean, what do you guys think? Should he upgrade a flex, or what would he do in that case?
I don't see where you trade. I mean,
no.
I don't want to give up Tyreek or AJ or Brees or Swift. So
the only thing I was thinking is if it's Warren and Cooper for a 1, it's a 2-for-1, and that 1 is a major flex upgrade. Is if it's, I'm trying to think off the top of my head what that would look like. But if it's Cooper and Warren for, let's say, Keenan Allen or
Keenan Allen would be a good one.
CD
Lamb.
Yeah, Lamb would be great. That would be
like my wide receiver 3, CD Lamb.
If you can upgrade to a top 12 receiver, trade Amari Cooper and Jalen Warren for any of those top 12 receivers. Try to find the guy in your league that is like right on that cusp of being in contention for the playoffs, and convince them that they need to make a move in order to solidify a playoff spot, and and throw some trade offers out there. But that would be the only advice I could give you, because your team looks ready to go for the playoffs, in my opinion.
Yeah, what would you guys go after those 2 guys for Justin Jefferson now that his window's been open to be activated?
Which 2?
Jalen Warren and Amari Cooper for Justin Jefferson.
Try to take advantage of that. The Vikings have won 2 in a row, so Justin's maybe more motivated to get back. And
It's definitely interesting. However, the person that held on to Justin Jefferson through this entire time is probably not going to want to let him up. You know what I mean? Give him
Well,
up.
I
right
mean,
before
there's
he comes
also a
back.
good chance. Yeah, but there's also a good chance that person's struggling and needs wins.
Very, very
So,
true. Very
I
true.
mean, that's an easy sell, but it just depends. I mean, you know, that really depends. I think I could sell that. I would think that I could sell Warren and Cooper for JJ, regardless of him holding on to him.
Imagine having Tyreek, AJ, and Justin Jefferson.
But the factors going into that are going to be, is he need a win this week? Like,
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Hypotheticals.
But if you're doing it, Antonio, this is a good week to do it. Cooper's coming off a really good game on the road. He was wide receiver 16, I think. So he had a good week. Warren had a good week.
PK, where's the trucker at? The trucker right now is in Grand. I had to think about it. I've been all over the place. I am in Grand Rapids, Michigan. I am picking up a trailer and heading to Chicago to deliver the trailer, and then driving back to Michigan, and then to drive back to Chicago to go home. So I am a lot of these days I'm in Chicago, Michigan, Ohio, all over the place. So yeah, fun stuff. I get to drive into the city tomorrow in the morning during traffic
in an 18-wheeler.
Driving through the streets of Chicago and the South Side, mind you.
All right, Petey. So I have the video I want to show you guys up, but when I played it just now, it went through my headphones. Mm-hmm. So will it still play like to you guys on screen?
It should, as long as you go to screen share.
Share.
Yeah, screen share, and then
I'm gonna do the window.
Yep.
Just the window.
Yep.
Share. You've already seen this, Petey, but I want Shane to see it.
Okay.
Yeah, I saw this one. Dobbs.
See if it'll play.
Can you hear?
No audio.
Well, anyway, that's weird.
We need to figure that out.
Can you take me higher? Yeah, it was a mashup with Creed.
Josh Dobbs, funny. He's one of these guys who's just young enough, like where he gets social media more than people, let's say in their 30s, who didn't grow up with it. Their brains didn't develop with social media, so he gets it, and he's really smart. He has some awesome posts. I think you'll see. We've already started to see it a little bit, but I think these new generation athletes and especially the witty, funny ones, will have some really good stuff to release, and this is one of them.
Oh yeah. And then Kulz sent me his hat company, Astro Dobbs. Pretty cool hats. I might grab me a hat, rocking on the spot.
Yeah, I'm a fan. I'm a fan.
Yeah.
Do you guys think they can make a legitimate push in the playoffs with Dobbs, though?
To get into the playoffs, yeah.
I mean, the NFC sucks, so they can beat anyone. Anyone in the FC can beat anyone that's not Niners, Eagles. So you can as far as that with not being very good.
Yeah.
Just getting hot at the end of the year. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So then you're going to run into a problem with those two, and maybe something weird can happen to where you can win a game. But, the NFC is cupcake. The AFC, it's going to be a battle in the playoffs. I saw Fox pregame, maybe they're saying they showed the standings.
Yeah.
Current playoff standings, and then the first three in the hunt. And the first three in the hunt were all three of the AFC North teams that are not the Ravens at the time. And they didn't have the Bills on the screen. They didn't have some of these teams that are, Bills, Chargers, they're not even showing them right now in the hunt. It's going to be a battle in the AFC.
Yeah. I can't wait. It's going to be a great playoffs
Yeah,
this
it
year.
really is.
All right. Well, do you guys want to start jumping into some games?
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Let's go to the first game. It was that Thursday matchup. We were streaming live. Yep.
Panthers,
Bears win 16-13. They improved to 3-7. The Carolina Panthers fall to 1-8. The Bears got a double win, improved their chances of the number 1 overall pick, and got a win altogether too. So,
I'm going to say this was a pretty big week for the Bears. Got that win. Panthers, look like the Panthers, and Cardinals are trying to win games. We've seen that. So, that's a pretty big deal, I think, for the Bears. The Bears are going to continue to struggle this year. I think they're probably going to be in a spot where they try to win games too, just to see what they have in Fields. But you have your next 2 weeks, next 3 weeks, next 4 weeks. Lions, at Vikings, versus Lions, at Browns. I'm going to go ahead and say Fields or no Fields. Those are 4 losses with how the Bears team just currently is. So you're going to go on a 4-game losing streak. You're going to have 3 games the rest of the year. One is going to be against the Cardinals. You'd be smart to lose that one as well for draft, purposes. But, if you lose these next 5 games, you're going to be in a really good spot with the Bears and Panthers pick. But, like I just said, they're going to want to be like trying to win these games because you need to evaluate what the future of Fields and your team is.
Yeah, definitely. Fields supposed to be coming back next week against the Lions along with Khalil Herbert. But I don't know.
Is this payday for him too, right?
This next year, I think so.
Is it this off season or is it one more year after?
For who? Fields?
Yeah.
Then you have to have one more because you got to have 3 years before you can extend.
Okay.
Or no, is this his 3rd year?
This is his 3rd year.
His 3rd year.
Then he can extend after this.
Yeah, I mean, like best case scenario, if I'm in the Bears front office, I want to see something from Fields here, and then I am hitting the extendo button at a cheap rate because I think I can. I mean, if I'm in the front office, I can negotiate Fields for relatively cheap. You're not going to want to do long-term for cheap, but I would lock him in if you think his talent's there. You have a pretty cheap quarterback, and then you bring in the right offensive minds that can build the offense around his skill set. Because for whatever reason, they haven't done that yet. But if you think Fields is good, get him for cheap. You have a relatively cheap quarterback. The other option is trying to trade him for nothing, and then drafting, Caleb Williams and going all in there. But
I think it ultimately is going to depend where they're drafting next year. If they're drafting the 101, Fields is not going to be on the team.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're probably right. But think about this though. Like if you believe in Fields, his talent, and you can get him for cheap, you sign him, you trade the 101 to whoever for a fucking haul, and it's going to be. Then you're going to still have those, 2 picks. You trade back kind of like they did this year. They traded the 101 to the 10, whatever. So if it's going to be the Giants, who are the other teams at the top that need a quarterback?
Patriots.
Yeah. So you trade up to one of those guys, and then you get Marvin Harrison Jr. and you get Ole, an offensive lineman, or like you get 2 other positions that would be generational talents, like Fashanu and Marvin, obviously. But then you're walking in with whatever's left of your haul and those 2. I mean, like.
Yeah, I get what you're saying, but I think financially speaking, instead of paying Fields, you draft a young quarterback, and you set yourself up for a better financial situation for the next 4 years.
You can sign Fields for a surprisingly low amount. You're not going to get hit with a real salary there. That's my point there. because he hasn't done shit. Like what? You want a real quarterback contract and you're 5-30? Like, what are we talking about?
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's your option. I don't think it's a bad one. I think you're in a good spot. Was my point there. But is in terms of like fantasy relevance for this game, my thoughts here are hopefully Fields and DJ Moore regain that connection there. Same with Cole Kmet.
Yep.
The backfield, we're going to have the next couple of weeks to figure out what's going on there at Detroit, at Minnesota. You expect to have Khalil, Lil Herbie back. So, we're going to see what happens with the backfield. But
my question for you guys, did Foreman do enough in this absence of Herbert to earn a legitimate workload with Herbert?
Yeah, you don't have Roshan, so yes.
Yeah, I think it will be. So what? When they were all three healthy, they were never active at the same time. I don't believe there was always
Foreman was always on.
Yeah, he was the healthy scratch.
So now I think it flips. I think Roshan is the scratch if they sit one.
I almost think that they won't scratch Roshan because he's a rookie. I think it'll be
Darrington Evans.
Yeah, exactly. Just because of him being a rookie and still wanting to develop him, with game experience.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what I think it'll be. Lil Herbie. Were you owing the hit on something?
Yeah.
It'll be Lil Herbie. I think it probably first game back, this Lions game, I think you're going to see Foreman be the first back out and then Herbie be, ease back into the offense per se. And then once we see him break a few runs, then maybe, talent prevails. But at first it's going to be Foreman being first man out there.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it'll be a 50-50 split by the end of the game.
That's all depending on how Herbert runs. So, we can't say how he's going to run, but we can say that will be the opportunity that's sitting there.
Yeah. And then Bears defense still really good. Held Chuba Hubbard to 23 yards. Not much action for the Panthers at all this last week.
No, I wouldn't be starting any of them.
No.
Thielen, but I was never you never heard me go out and get Thielen because the lows of a rookie quarterback. There's nothing against Thielen in his play right now. It's just you're on a team that's 1-8 and you have a rookie quarterback and a coaching kind of mess there, but
yeah. I mean, Thielen's still getting a lot of targets, which interests me. But this offense it's just, double-digit targets. If you're getting double-digit targets as a receiver, you got a good chance of scoring some points. So,
yeah, he's going to be matchup dependent for me, I think, moving forward.
Yeah.
And kind of has been, but
yep. Shane, any other takeaways from that game before we move on?
No, there was nothing else really touch on that one.
All right, cool. All right, next game we have the Indianapolis Colts beat the New England Patriots 10-6. Colts improved to 5-5. Patriots fall to 2-8. Worst record in the AFC. Jonathan Taylor and Zach Moss. Okay. It's officially that whole conversation is done. Is Zach Moss droppable? He had 1 carry for 2 yards. He was not involved in the passing game at all. Jonathan Taylor, 23 carries, 69 yards and a touchdown. Also 1 catch in the air. So, if you need a roster spot, if you're in a bad spot this next week, I wouldn't mind dropping Moss.
Yeah, I mean, I'd drop him for Ty Chandler.
Yeah.
If you need to put Chandler, then that's who I would drop him for. Like
Yeah.
you have to make that move. If you're a Taylor owner, but don't do it yet.
I was so close to trading him to the truck. I'm pissed I didn't.
Yeah, I had that Darrell Henderson.
Darrell
trade
Henderson
for
just sitting there.
Is it still?
No.
Double
I
check.
wouldn't
They
even
cancel
care.
that.
No, it's not. I denied it. It doesn't matter. Like,
Oh, okay. All
Darrell
right.
Henderson has 1 week of value.
Yeah. Very true. Very true. Michael Pittman still had a good game, 8 for 84 with 12 targets. Josh Downs was active but pretty quiet, 2 for 40. Minshew, not a very good game. And the Patriots side of the ball, dude. Mac Jones gets benched for the third time this year. Bailey Zappi threw a pick too. I mean, what do the Patriots do? They just keep losing, right? You just leave Mac Jones in there.
Caleb.
Yeah, well, why even bench him? It's like you just let him go out there and throw picks. Like,
it doesn't matter who they start, so
it just doesn't make sense to me. You just bench him and then you start him the next week, and then you bench him and then you start him. I don't know. But
I think he's benched, right? Is he not? Oh God, 4th and 2. You're going for it, Russell. Oh God, that was a disaster.
Did he already go for it on your TV?
Yeah, they turned it over on downs.
Oh man, you were ahead of us.
Kulz, what is going on, dude? I was ahead of you at the beginning of the stream.
It happened last time.
Then
yeah.
I know. How does this happen? And then all of a sudden your stream's ahead of me. So
oh wait, did he get his feet in?
Whatever.
Oh my God, he might have got. You might have just got your touchdown.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
They waved him off, but it's pretty close.
He's in. He's in. Let's fucking go.
I think he's in.
Sutton Tutty.
I think he's in. I think that's a
Sutton Tutty. That's a touchdown, baby. That's a touchdown. Let's go.
Wow, what a great play by Russ.
All right. Oh yeah, that's the other part though. Anytime Sutton scores, Russell scores. So it's anyway. Some bright spots about the Patriots offense. Ramondre Stevenson.
Is it six passing touchdowns?
It is. Yes. So
it doesn't matter.
No.
I just get a little bit of value on the catch, the yards, and the reception. Yeah. So, I mean, fine.
Yeah. Anyway, the Patriots offense, couple bright spots is Ramondre Stevenson, 20 carries, 88 yards. He looked really good out there, 3 for 14 in the air. But how about Pop Douglas? Another game, second game in a row where he's leading the team in reception, 6 for 84 on 9 targets. I mean, you got to like what you see from Pop Douglas, right?
Yeah, he's sitting on basically every single one of my taxi squads in Dynasty.
Is he?
Oh, yeah.
You got a lot of good players in your taxi squad.
It's because I watch college football.
No, I know, but
in
our taxi squad, you can't promote
Puka.
anyone. Yeah, Puka Nakua, Pop Douglas.
Puka and Pop on pretty much all my taxi squads.
Yeah, I got Tank Dell and Tyjae Spears, so can't do nothing with that. But how about Ramondre Stevenson, dude? He continues to look better and better. I think this was one of the first games that he got over 20 carries, right, Shane?
Yeah, I think so. And they've got a bye this week too, but schedule's nice coming out. They get the Giants coming off the bye in week 12.
Yeah. So. Yes. I think the Colts are on a bye as well. Let's see.
Yeah.
Yep.
I would imagine since they were both in that Germany game.
Yep. Yeah, they both have a bye next week. All right. Ugly game. That was an ugly game.
Touchdown.
I'm glad. Tutty?
Yep.
Let's go.
No
spoilers, Kulz. I'm watching the stream. All right. Anyway, we can move on. Next game on the slate was Houston beating the Cincinnati Bengals 30-27 in an incredible fashion. Again, Houston improves to 5-4. The Bengals fall to 5-4. This lived up to the hype, man. Kulz and I, we were, and Shane too, we were all talking last week about how big of a test this is for the Houston Texans. And man, they showed up. Oh, doinked. Right off the field goal post.
Yeah. To be honest, though, like, I don't, that would be, if I was taking a test and I passed, I wouldn't have felt very confident about it if I was yeah, that's a huge win. Stroud looked great, but he also did throw the game away. So you sit him down. This is a great win, blah, blah, blah. But you're like, you lose this game with that turnover 85% of the time. So, you can't, that's an unacceptable turnover in my eyes. So, great win. There's a but there, unfortunately.
Definitely. I mean, is it Tyler Boyd dropped the
there's two. There's two.
Yeah,
Irwin dropped one, and then Boyd dropped one. Maybe that wasn't the same drive, the winning drive, but Boyd, like, that's a catch, right? I don't know how much time was left there, but I mean, that's throwing a game away on the road. It's a rookie mistake.
Yeah. How about Devin Singletary? 30 carries, 150 yards, and a touchdown.
Didn't you just swear him off too?
I did. I literally did. I'm like, dude, this guy sucks.
Fuck.
He faces the Carolina Panthers. He faces who was the other team they just faced right before this? It wasn't the Bucks. Was it the Bucks? Either way, Singletary has had the job, the full workload. He got the volume the last couple of weeks and didn't do shit with it. And I was done with it. And
he didn't have the full workload against the Panthers. I don't think. I think that was the game that
you're right.
Started to win share.
Yeah, and then there was the previous week he got the full load and didn't do anything with it. And I didn't like what I saw for the last couple of weeks. But wow, 30 for 150 and 1. Just dominating performance.
You don't want to fall into the overreaction category, Truck.
No,
Guy
I'm
has
not.
One game. It's like I was watching.
I'm
in the background today, and it was during their like overreaction segment. Have you seen that?
Mm-hmm.
They always do
hashtag. I don't want to overreact, but
and they went through all that, but then after the end, I think it was AJ Hawk was talking about. I don't know. One of them was talking about a very relevant example of overreacting. I'm trying to think of what it was, but that made me think of it.
Singletary could be your Brock Purdy.
Okay,
that could be.
No, that's not fair. I
liked Singletary going into the season.
It's not a good enough comparison. I have so many other ones for Truck than Truck was bold. One of his bold predictions at the beginning of the year was Rashad Penny, but also was that Jacoby Brissett would start more games than Sam Howell this year. Like, I
took it a step further. I said Jacoby Brissett would be this year's Geno Smith.
But it turns out that's Joshua Dobbs.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Bold and very false.
There's nothing more than I love than like bold predictions like that. So keep them coming, Truck.
All right, so
you're gonna get called out when you swear off someone, and then they go for 150 next week.
And rightfully so.
I expect you to call me out, and I am. That's just.
I wrote him off, dude.
Can't be sensitive when takes are given, and then a 150 spot gets put up in your face. It's just take the L and move on.
Absolutely. And that's what I'm doing. I'm giving him his flowers as deservingly so. 30 fucking carries for 150 yards.
I saw a good tweet.
Insane.
I saw a good tweet that was so now we've seen Moss and Singletary go off this year. Are the Bills the problem?
I mean,
Like he's-
is it just their run scheme, or they just don't run the ball well, or what?
I don't know, but if they don't turn around quickly here, then there may be some mid-season changes here with the coaching staff.
Yeah, at least
Still
Dorsey.
a long game, but yeah, I mean, like put in Joe Brady,
Yeah, something's
something
happening.
like that. Something
Yeah.
has to
Yeah.
happen.
How about Noah Brown? Noah Brown, second game in a row over 150 yards. He got 7 for 172 on 8 targets. Incredible game.
Man.
I
Wow.
wish it
How
was
about
Nico.
this? Last 3 weeks, only CD Lamb has more receiving yards than Noah Brown.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's interesting.
Who is the other guy in there? It was
Only CD has more
Amari.
receiving.
CD
yards.
Amari and Noah Brown. Yeah,
Wow.
Amari's got those are the top 3. CD and Noah Brown and Amari.
Yeah. So do we trust Noah Brown moving forward in a flex spot?
No, not if Collins is back.
Yeah, it just depends on Collins. I mean,
Yeah. I'd be fine
Just
flexing him.
Insert Nico Collins. No, that's no way, dude. Like, it's going to have to be 400 yards every week for Collins, Dell, Schultz,
yeah.
all to be, 50 yards and up.
Yeah.
You
Well,
can't have
Collins was in last week. You know what I mean? Scored a touchdown, 3 for 54, and Noah Brown still had over 150 yards.
One of those was on a huge
yeah.
break off the tackle and run. I mean, it was a huge catch and run, but
I would love to see a roster of yours where you're flexing Noah Brown. Like it can't.
This is hypothetically speaking. I don't have a situation where I would be flexing Noah Brown over someone else.
Then
I'm
don't
just saying
say that you.
No,
would.
I'm saying hypothetically speaking, I like the high upside play. If someone can break off those runs, you got 2 back-to-back games over 150 yards. I'm just saying if you're looking for a high upside play, he could be a better option than a lot of other flex considerations you may have on your roster. That's all I'm saying.
pick him up for sure, just to see what happens with Collins.
Yeah, you got to see what that is.
Yeah. Tank Dell, 14 targets, only resulted in 6 receptions for 56 yards and a touchdown.
Gotta love that.
Yep.
That's fucking brutal.
They're
Brutal.
definitely all over getting him going. So
Yeah.
good spot to be in there with Tank.
Yeah. And then the other side of the ball, Joe Burrow had a decent game, although he did throw 2 picks late in the fourth quarter. Back-to-back drives, too. Jamar Chase still 5 for 124 and a touchdown. How about Trenton Irwin? So Kulz and I were in a league. I picked up Trenton Irwin late and started him over who was it? Antonio Gibson. He scores a touchdown in like the first drive, and Kulz hits me up. He goes, "Bro, bravo, bravo!" And turns out that Gibson was still the right play, and I made a mistake.
Because I think he only got one other catch the rest of the game, right? Did he just end up with 2 catches?
Yeah, but I almost had another touchdown though.
He dropped another touchdown because he sucks.
Yep. Yep.
Oh, there's our
Dalton
boy.
Kincaid, 22-yard tutty. Let's go.
There's our boy.
Is that 2 games in a row now with a touchdown or 3?
That might be 3. No, I don't know if he scored last week against the Bengals.
Fuck yes, baby. Dalton Kincaid, let's eat.
He did not score against the Bengals.
This is funny, my brother.
PD, fun fact.
This comment.
PD, fun fact. Kulz and I took tequila shots with the Bills coach last Christmas Eve at Butch McGuire's because they were snowed in after beating the Bears. I think Kulz told me about this, or a rendition of it. How they were snowed in with the Bills coaches. That is hysterical, though. That's awesome. That's awesome. I
was living in the Gold Coast in the area, right down the street, and at the time, and went to Old St. Pat's Catholic Church for mass with my parents' Irish Catholic grandmother, and went out to eat after. And then he was like, "Yo, do you want to go do something?" So we're swaying by Butch McGuire's. It's a fun like Christmas festive bar in Chicago, and we're sitting down, and next to us there's this huge table of like, you could clearly tell they're football guys. So we were sitting next to him, and I noticed Joe Brady right away and Dorsey. So we were talking with them for a while. They all got snowed in. They're super pissed, but they're like, whatever.
Does Joe Brady
It's
still
an excuse
have
to all be together and get really drunk. What?
Does he still have the haircut that goes straight across, right at the top?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I have a picture with him in my phone. But yeah, it was really fun.
2-point conversion. Gabe Davis.
Why do you need to go for 2 here? I mean, yeah, it worked, but
Yeah, it worked. But
I mean, but I don't understand like the math part of it. To be down 1, I mean, at this stage in the game, but
hey, get as many points as you can, right? You know, why don't the 2-point conversions cost anything in fantasy? Or why does it not get you any fucking points in fantasy?
it does. What league are you playing in where it doesn't?
You get 2 points.
Do we? Because I don't think we do.
Gabe Davis gets 2 points for the conversion.
That's bad commissioning.
I've never been in any league where that's not the case. What league is this? Your league? Oh my god.
Oh, well, there we go. Okay.
No, you definitely.
I know. I should. I definitely should. Right? I don't know. It doesn't make any sense.
You will. It's taking a minute. You're fine.
Yeah, sleeper sucks lately.
Yeah.
Somebody asked me if I would do Cooper and the Dallas defense for Pacheco PPR. I also have the Chiefs defense. So you got Chiefs and Dallas looking to give up Cooper for Pacheco. What's the rest of your team look like, Antonio? I'm guessing you're in need of some running backs here, and you have a plethora of wide receivers.
You got the 2-point conversion points.
Hey, I did. Okay. All good. All good. Yeah, Antonio, Cooper for Pacheco. I don't know, man. I like what we've been seeing from just from this last week. Deshaun Watson's playing a lot better. Cooper over the last 3 weeks is in the top 3 for receiving yards. I don't know. What do you guys think, Cooper and Pacheco rest of the season?
I would say if you're just really hard up for a running back, then maybe. But I think you could get something even a little bit better. Pacheco's had a couple. I mean, if you need a running back before the last 2 weeks, Pacheco's been really consistent. I mean, RB6, RB15, RB14, RB11, and then the last 2 weeks has been rough for him. But
I think he bounces back.
Yeah, he's got Eagles this week in week 11, which is going to be tough. But then he's going to roll on the Raiders and the Packers.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think that's good for the Houston-Cincinnati game. We can move on to the Green Bay Packers losing to the Pittsburgh Steelers 23-19. Pittsburgh somehow is 6-3, and the Packers are 3-6. Oh man, Jordan Love's threw for quite a bit, 289 yards, almost a 300-yard game, 2 touchdowns. However, he did throw 2 picks. Aaron Jones, quiet game, which I was hoping it was otherwise. 13 for 35. 4 for 19 in the air. Got you some points there in PPR leagues. Jaden Reed caught the touchdown. 5 for 84 and a touchdown. I mean, I don't know. This Packers offense is terrible. The real storyline to me in this game, obviously. Uh-oh. Can you hear me, Shane?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Cole's dropped off. He'll be back, I'm sure. I mean, the main storyline for here is the Pittsburgh Steelers find a way to get it done, as they do every week. They run the ball incredibly well. Jalen Warren, 15 for 101 and a touchdown. Najee, 16 for 82 and a touchdown. And like Cole said, Jalen Warren's the starting running back. Did you see that? Because
No.
I think I missed that.
But I really don't. I wonder if it's going to mean anything. Like next week, are they going to have a similar split in and carries? And it's just Warren though that gets the first carry on the first series.
Yeah, I'm going to look up right now the snap percentage with the two. I'm just kind of curious to see if Warren's been trending in that direction where he just plays more snaps. Let's see. Yeah, this is the first game he played over 50% of snaps. So maybe it could be that where you're just going to see Warren on the field a lot more than Najee, in which case I think is the right move.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, he's looked really, really good.
Yeah. So you're still going to get, 12 to 14 carries for Najee.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's like that's not going to go away. They clearly want to run the ball a lot. You know what I'm saying? So Najee is still a safe play. Jalen Warren, hopefully his value increases for everybody that has him out there. But yeah, man, it's good to see. I love watching Jalen Warren. This guy's so exciting to watch.
Yep.
But how does your team win 23-19 and your quarterback has 126 passing yards?
Yeah,
and that's it.
I was playing against Deontay Johnson in one league, and I could not believe it. I mean, one catch for 17 yards.
Yeah. Yeah, George Pickens led the team in receiving, 3 for 45. Not much going on. I heard a stat, and it is who is the quarterback with the largest or the best streak of completed passes without throwing an interception?
God, it's got to be somebody that doesn't throw the ball a lot then, right?
Kenny Pickett.
Okay, yeah.
Kenny Pickett has the longest active streak of completed passes without an interception. So he takes care of the football, doesn't throw it a lot. They're 6-3. They win these games. They control the clock by running the ball, and their defense has timely turnovers. This is just the narrative that rings true. And I just don't get it, man.
Mm-hmm.
Next week, they're playing the Browns, I believe. Is it in? Yes, it's in Cleveland next week. Cleveland just beat Baltimore. We'll talk about that game in a bit. But, I mean, they can't beat the Browns next week, right? They already beat the Browns once. It was in Pittsburgh earlier in the year.
Pittsburgh. Yeah.
Yeah,
That was when Chubb got his knee busted up.
Yeah, that was the game. You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no way the Steelers win next week, right?
No, not after what we saw Cleveland, what they just did.
Yeah. No, there's no way. There's no way. And then the Packers are at home against the Chargers, which I think they lose another game. So we'll see what happens. Some good matchups next week. All right. So moving on. What's the next game we have here on the slate? It is the Tennessee Titans. Ugh.
Oh, this is ugly.
Yes, very, very ugly game. The Tennessee Titans lost to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 20-6. The Titans fall to 3-6. The Bucs improved to 4-5. They actually snap a 4-game losing streak, the Bucs. This was a good get-right game for them. And the Buccaneers defense, man, they held Derrick Henry to 24 yards. I thought this was going to be a good game for DeAndre Hopkins. The Buccaneers passing defense is complete garbage. And I think it just shows that the Titans, Will Levis is a young quarterback. He has good games, but you're going to see him struggle a lot too, So that's just what you're going to get with a young quarterback, right?
Yeah, especially on the road. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Another good volume day for Rachaad White, 20 carries. You love to see that. However, it was only 51 yards, 2.6 yards per carry. Not great. 2 for 47. He did catch a touchdown in the air. So Rachaad White is his value is still improving week after week. This value, 22 touches. But I would be very happy to have Rachaad White as a flex option each week.
Yeah, you might, boy, after because he had a big week the week before, I think it was, but this may be a good time to trade him. He's got San Francisco this week, and then he's at the Colts, and I think the Colts are pretty good against the run, also, if I remember.
Yeah.
But it might not be a bad week if you could get something good for him.
Yeah, and isn't this usually? I think on average, this is the last week to make a trade.
Yep, it is.
So trade deadline is at the end of the week, is it, or is it Thursday? I think it's Thursday.
Usually Thursday.
Yeah, so only got a couple days now. You got to put some trades together and make your team better, ready for playoffs. So,
yeah.
How about Mike Evans? 6 for 143 and a touchdown on 10 targets. Mike Evans just continues to defy all odds. He's going to get another season with 1,000 yards.
Yeah, he is for sure. And can we talk about do you have to? Is Chris Godwin not an automatic go start now? I mean, he's 6 catches the last 2 games. I think he's only scored 1 touchdown on the whole year.
Godwin?
Yeah.
4 catches last week, 54 yards. I don't know, man.
It just seems like between Evans and then White out of the backfield, there's, those are where Baker is really funneling all his throws to.
Yeah. I think Godwin has a high floor. This is kind of his floor in a PPR league. You're going to get 10 points out of him,
Yeah, last 2 weeks, 9 PPR points, 3 PPR points.
Oh, Jesus. Okay.
Been rough.
Yeah. Yeah. Kulz, what'd you think of that Titans-Buccaneers game?
I think the Titans are trash. I think everyone was really quick to pull the trigger on Levis being the franchise quarterback. That was an overreaction, if you will. Titans are in a bad spot. They need to fully rebuild. I wouldn't really trust anyone on that team. You probably still got to start Derrick Henry. Hopkins is not a must start for me. And then, Mike Evans is an absolute beast. He dropped a touchdown, which was very unlike Mike Evans to see. But Baker loves him. It's no reason, he's a big reason why Manziel was any good in college is because of how good of a receiver Evans is. So he can make bad quarterbacks that like to sling it look good because of, his talent. So that's what he's doing. And then Rashad White looks outstanding. He's never going to really have a great rushing ceiling because that offensive line is so bad rushing the ball, apparently. There's just never, you saw his one nice run that I saw is middle was clogged. He gets hit like 3 yards behind the line of scrimmage and then bounces it outside and gains 10 yards. He is a good runner, as you know, in space. He's fast. He's athletic. He's got a great build for running back. It's just the offensive line's going to hold him back from rushing upside. Yeah.
What was that?
Shane Mac, is there some? Is Jax?
Oh no!
Is that Jax O'Max making a mess over there?
No.
Is he lifting weights right now? Did he rerun the stream and hear that he could be potentially have a tennis sponsorship and he's just hitting deadlifts right above you?
Yep. It's about time for his steroid shots.
Let's get him.
Yeah.
Let's get him on some juice. There's got to be some good HGH for developing kids while they're developing, right?
You got to start them young.
Yeah.
Start them young.
That's my breakdown. I don't know. Evans, Rashad White is probably the only 2 must starts on, both teams.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree. All right, well, we can move on then. How about the Cleveland Browns beating the Baltimore Ravens 33-31? The Cleveland Browns improved to 6-3. Baltimore falls to 7-3. Deshaun Watson starts to look more like Deshaun Watson. running the ball and making some clutch plays. He had 8 carries on the ground for 37 yards. Only threw for 213 yards, touchdown and interception. But I liked what I saw from Deshaun Watson this game. What do you guys think?
Yeah. Did you see the stat, Shane, about I think, and I don't know, like past however many years, but historically speaking, teams with the lowest amount of time playing from behind, the Ravens are on that list with like 24 minutes in 10 games. And
wow.
And they're 7-3, obviously, but the rest of the entire list was like 10-0. So they had a 14-point lead late in the fourth and blew the game. That's bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what. I think I saw that he was supposed to be having tests done on his ankle today, and so I didn't hear what came of that.
Fucking brutal, dude.
Josh Allen
throws another pick. Oh my god. This guy just doesn't stop.
That was awful throw.
Oh my god, dude. Oh.
Why are you tripping about it?
I hate to see Josh Allen do this. I love Josh Allen. I've loved him ever since he came in the league. I always draft him in fantasy football, and I just have to deal with fucking Jimmy Tumpane texting me constantly that Josh Allen is a fraud. This guy, we have a buddy who's a massive Dolphins fan, and he just randomly texts me all the time, "Hey, just so you know, Josh Allen is a fraud. Hey, just so you know, he's a fraud. He's a fraud." Dude, this is not helping my case.
Oh man.
Oh, that's rough. All right. Anyway, for the Cleveland Browns side of the ball, Jerome Ford, 17 for 107. He was running really good out there, 6.3 yards per carry.
Yeah.
However, Kareem Hunt with his 5th game in a row with a touchdown.
Yeah.
I think he has 6 touchdowns in the last 5 games.
Yeah.
Only 10 for 32 on the ground, but he's someone that, he's.
You can start both those guys, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, especially if you're in a deep league where, a running back touchdown, that's a serviceable, startable piece. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. As a Ford owner, it's aggravating.
Yeah, but at least it's not a true 50-50 split. Ford's keeping the majority.
Greedy. I've been saying this to Truck. Way too greedy.
Yeah, he calls me greedy.
You can't you're just doing yourself a disservice by letting yourself be upset by that. Like what Ford is currently right now is better than you could have imagined. So
I would. Yeah, that's true.
Yes, no, of course. However, before Kareem Hunt got signed, he was even better.
It's just not it's not realistic. It's unrealistic greed is what it is.
Well, and honestly, truly, Jerome Ford would not have scored on that goal line. He would not have done what Kareem Hunt did when he just ran over that guy.
Very true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Patrick Queen, I think it was.
Hey.
Yeah.
He's LSU.
LSU.
Go LSU.
No LSU
Tigers.
slander is allowed on this.
Of course.
So I love what I see out of Watson and Cooper. Shannon Mack's going to continue to shit on Cooper. However, he had 6 catches and 98 yards in an away game.
Road Cooper.
All right. Congratulations, Amar. You did it one time in the last 2 years.
Oh, I love it.
You just hate
That's awesome.
He's not on your team anymore, and he's a baller.
I have come out and said this. He was the only reason Dallas made the playoffs that year. Is when they made that trade for him.
He's a stud. He's an absolute stud.
Definitely.
His last 2 away games: 6 for 89 and 6 for 98. Just saying. One of those was with
just throwing it out there.
PJ Walker.
Yes, it was.
And his other one this year, his other away game this year, 7 for 90. So
For a
he's
wide receiver at 30 finish, yeah.
And 2 for 22 is his only bad game this year away. That was with Mr. PJ Walker as his quarterback. So I will take 6 to 7 catches and 90 yards out of my receivers.
He did. He shocked me this week. He really did.
I will say, though, I probably said this to you before, Shane O'Mac, but Amari Cooper was one of the most impressive players I got to watch in the SEC while I was there. Amari Cooper and Cam Newton. I've never seen a wide receiver dominate a game, win a game as a wide receiver. Besides seeing Amari Cooper, that was pretty amazing.
All right, so back to the Ravens-Browns. On the Ravens side of the ball, the running back situation. I know everybody went and picked up Keaton Mitchell. Only 3 carries, 34 yards. He did score a touchdown. He did have an explosive run. He's very, very fast. And Gus Edwards, 11 carries, 24 yards. He scored a touchdown as well. And Justice Hill, 2 carries. How do you see this split going between Gus Edwards and Keaton Mitchell? What should people be expecting each week?
I think he gets more than 3. Where I see it, I mean, Gus is the guy there, but Keaton's going to start taking away more snaps and touches from Hill, is what I think.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, I had big play upside from Mitchell and then touchdown upside from Gus.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Zay Flowers, 5 for 73, leading receiver. Odell Beckham scores a touchdown in his second straight game. 1 for 40. Just thought that was interesting.
He probably won't stop talking about it all week, too.
That's true.
I'm the only one
Did
that's
you guys
allowed
know
LSU
Odell
slander.
Beckham scored 2 touchdowns in back-to-back games?
I'm revising my take from earlier. I can do LSU slander, or we all can do LSU slander on this podcast as long as it's Odell Beckham.
Okay, all right.
Anyone else is off limits.
Fair enough. Yep. All right, so the Browns and the Ravens next week, they stay in division. The Browns taking on Pittsburgh and the Ravens taking on Cincinnati. Thursday night football. How about that? We finally get a really good Thursday night football game. Ravens-Bengals.
This game's huge for the Bengals.
Is it in Cincinnati or is it in Baltimore? I didn't look.
Baltimore.
In Baltimore?
Yeah.
Who do you guys, little preemptively, who do you guys think is going to win that game?
Save it for free actions episode. Right. Save it for Thursday.
Right. Okay, fair enough.
Let's start hammering through some games.
Yeah. All right, next game we have on the slate here is the San Francisco 49ers beating the Jacksonville Jaguars 34-3. 49ers improved to 6-3. Jaguars fall to 6-3. Brock Purdy, 296 yards, 3 touchdowns, big day. Christian McCaffrey did not score a touchdown in this game. His streak ended 17 games in a row. Deebo Samuel had the rushing touchdown, a couple carries out of the backfield. George Kittle, monster game. Same with Brandon Ayuk, scored a touchdown that should not have been a touchdown. He should not have that throw is intercept. Well, because he threw it back or across the field where he shouldn't have thrown the ball. That almost got intercepted. Like 9 times out of 10, that ball is intercepted. But this 1 out of 10 times, Ayuk made a great play on the ball and scored a touchdown. Trevor Lawrence. What the fuck's going on with Trevor Lawrence?
So I put a poll out today. I don't know if you guys voted, but rest of season. Who do you want as your starting quarterback in fantasy? Sam Howell or Trevor Lawrence?
God. Oh, you would post that poll.
Yeah.
I mean,
Lawrence.
Oh my God.
But I'm also not the right person to ask about that.
I'll let Truck give me your pick, and then I'll tell you what the results are.
Yeah, I mean the right answer in the current state is Howell, but Trevor Lawrence is the better quarterback. Like he is, and I think his situation improves. He's the team's 6-3. Like Trevor's going to have good games. But I mean, obviously, if you look at the last couple of weeks, the answer, the poll was probably Howell.
66% Howell, 33% Lawrence.
No, not anymore.
Cole's putting in a quick vote there.
Yeah, I'm going to actually even it up and make it 50-50 and vote from Fantasy Roadshow account too. No, I'm kidding. I did just vote though. It's now 57-43.
Okay. All right.
I was going to troll you and do Lawrence from the Roadshow account, and then it would have been 50-50.
That was funny. That's a good one, Coles. Yeah, man, but it's just hard to trust him.
Yeah. I mean, it's not. I mean, quarterback wise, yeah, but let me look at his finishes.
So, go ahead. You got a list of the finishes.
I mean, he has his best week was QB 10.
Yeah. Coles, we need you on Sunday mornings, man. Okay, listen. We were not here on Sunday morning, okay?
Let's not bring this up.
Here's Shane. I got to bring it up because I need Coles to ridicule me for this because he loves to do this, and I deserve it. I should have never asked you the question, Shane. I'm the one that asked you the question. I am in one of these leagues I'm in that doesn't really matter much. I had 4 quarterbacks on my roster, Coles. I usually am starting Dak Prescott. And I just didn't feel comfortable with it. I know last week he had a really good game, but prior to that, he hasn't really been that trustworthy. So I picked up Kyler Murray. He was on my IR. I picked up Trevor Lawrence, and I also picked up Josh Dobbs. Just made a trade. I traded away Kyler Murray, and I started Trevor Lawrence, and I sat Josh Dobbs and Dak Prescott. Trevor Lawrence. I asked Shane, I'm like, Shane, I have Dak Prescott in my lineup right now, but do I start Trevor Lawrence? And he goes, we talked about it, a 10-minute conversation. He goes, yeah, honestly, I'm leaning Trevor Lawrence. And I'm like, I think you're right.
Niners?
Well, we were looking at Dak's week 1 against the Giants when it was 40-0. And we're like, yeah, it could play out like that again. And he doesn't throw for anything. It was a low moment.
His last 4 weeks, 27, 36, 37, and 50.
Yes, that's because we needed the Dak Whisperer to.
I am the Dak Whisperer.
You are the Dak Whisperer.
I just thought it was funny. There's 2 quarterbacks on my bench, both scored over 25 points. The quarterback I traded away scored 20 points, and the one quarterback I started out of the 4 options got me 2 points. I just total blunder, and that was a rough one. So. Just a little sense of humility there. So, yeah, we need you on Sunday mornings, Coles.
Okay. I might not be there this Sunday.
Great.
My best friend's wedding.
Beautiful. Well, in that case, have fun. So
I'll see if there's I'm sure there's breakfast in the morning. I don't know the schedule off the top of my head because I'm a dude, and what I've noticed with weddings, guys don't really know schedules, and
yeah.
The women usually know them pretty well in my experience. So I just go where I'm told when I'm told to be there.
Mm-hmm.
All
right. Well,
I'll let you guys know, but probably.
No worries. All right. So, yeah, the 49ers boat race the Jags. That's about it.
Yep.
Next game, there's only a couple left here. The New Orleans Saints lose to the Minnesota Vikings 19-27. The big storyline here, Josh Dobbs getting it done again.
Yeah,
we talked about him earlier.
What about the other storyline of TJ Hawkinson supposed to being limited in snaps, and then
what the fuck was that?
We talked.
He had 11, 134 and a touchdown, but the first half it was 10, 128 and a touchdown.
Yeah. And every time he would go down, I mean, it looked like he broke a rib. Like he was slow to get up.
I know.
And yet you feed him the ball with 15 targets.
Yeah.
Well, I have him in actually a dynasty league that PD commissions and thought he didn't turn on 2-point conversion points. But yeah, I was like looking at it. I start him and Kincaid every week. It's super deep, the rosters you can start. But I was looking at Hawkinson and I was like scrolling down my bench, like, I was worried. Let's say that whenever you read limited snaps, you get worried, and then of course, like you're not going to sit Jamar Chase, right? So I just put him in that same category of he's a must start, So I started him and he dominated. But
Yep.
That was crazy. I'm sure there's people that didn't start him because they were worried about the limited snaps, and then he goes out and has one of maybe his best game of the year.
Yeah. We were peppered with Hawkinson questions, and
well, how did you answer them?
Well, how did you?
Do we have fans, or do we lose all of our credibility? Truck starts Lawrence over Dak, who puts up a 50 burger, and then we advise everyone to sit Hawkinson.
I think one.
No, that is not what happened.
One instant there was one. I think we said it was between Hawkinson and Taysom Hill. And I think we said Taysom Hill based off of his last 3 weeks.
Oh, you both got the KY jelly out. Like, oh, Taysom Hill. Yeah. Taysom, guys.
Yeah. No, there was other questions with Hawk, but
Shane liked that one.
I do.
That was funny. That was funny.
I like Hill. I'm not gonna knock Taysom Hill.
But I'm like you. Whenever I see like he'll be limited to certain packages and times to use them, it does worry me.
Well, absolutely. It's like
best ball. Put him on your roster. It's just these types of games. Like right when we're like the Saints figured out Taysom Hill, here we go. Like I'm just not. I'm shame on. Like once or whatever that saying is, shame like strike 1, 2.
Whatever that saying is.
Yeah. One of those sayings that shame on me, shame on you.
Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me.
Yeah.
It's not that hard, Kulz. You should know it.
Shame on you 1, 2, 3, 4 times, and then shame on everyone.
Yep.
That's
got it.
One of those sayings.
Yeah, one of those. Chris
I don't know.
Olave.
Like, again, what do you guys like? I want to hear your thoughts moving forward. Is like Taysom Hill. I mean, are we going to start him again at Falcons?
Yeah, to me, he's touchdown upside.
A good week. Yeah, but like, or nothing upside. Or like his floor is 0.
Yeah, his usage was odd this week. Like he didn't get the same usage that he had been getting the last 3 weeks.
That's what I mean. Like, he's touchdown upside, but he's also a 0.
Yeah, it's called a boom or bust player.
That's even, what that is. No.
How is that not even? You either get a touchdown or you get nothing.
Because that's not a boom. Having a 12 points, is that boom enough? Is that a boom?
Well, so he went 16, 20, 21.
Every tight end has touchdown up. Like that's once you get past the first 8 to 10 tight ends, that's all it is touchdown upside.
So before this week, he was 16, 20, and like 21 points in his 3 games prior.
So that's the boom.
Yeah.
20 points.
Yeah. 18, 23, 23, tight end 6, tight end 6, tight end 3, tight end 6. Like those are for a tight end. That's a boom tight end game. So and then a bust is tight end 25.
So he's outside of if for some reason you're outside of the top 10 when there's 12 teams in most leagues and you don't have a top 12 tight end, Taysom Hill is your boom pick.
Boom pick. I'm just saying if depending on your other options, he has touchdown upside.
Right, but there's definitely 10 tight ends that you likely start before him just automatically from having a floor that is significantly higher.
Yeah, like if I gotta pull up the tight end list. and I'll go through down the list. But I mean, obviously, your Kincaid, Laporta,
McBride now.
McBride, Andrews, Kelsey,
Andrews,
Kittle,
Hawkinson, Kittle.
Yeah, all those guys are. I'm
Goddard.
starting over.
Yeah,
I'm starting.
Just
not
saying,
Njoku.
Goddard. Njoku for sure. Like his floor is 4 catches and 40 yards. I would say is Njoku's floor. I would rather know I'm getting 8 points or 6 points half PPR than 2.5 from or 3.7 from Taysom Hill.
Yeah, with Deshaun Watson.
Because if you get a touchdown from Njoku and it's 440 and a touchdown, that's 14 or 12. So
yeah.
All I know is I'm feeling good of
too much risk at a position. Like, how much a goose egg in your roster hurts. It's just a position that I don't feel like you should take a swing at risk when there's not that big of a payoff at the end. Sorry to cut you off, Shane.
No, I was looking. So
I'll tell you what, Shane, that 2-point conversion looks fucking brilliant now, down 7.
Gosh, so he only had.
Why the fuck are you going for 2?
The math doesn't make sense.
The math is not mathing right now.
Let's see. You would have been 15, 7.
Yeah. No, I completely agree with you. It's just funny that now we're sitting here. It's a 7-point game.
It's a 7-point game. It's hysterical.
But I do completely agree.
Told there'd be no math in fantasy football. All right, what the heck? We got way off of.
Yeah.
We only got a couple games left.
Yes. All right. So
watch this game.
To recap the Saints and Vikings, Derek Hill did get injured. They do have a bye week. Dealing with concussion protolacol, likely to be back week.
Derek Hill.
Sorry, Derek Carr. My brain's all in a pretzel right now. Chris Olave, decent game, 6 for 94 and a touchdown. Almost got 100 yards. But yeah, other than that, I think.
I'm pretzel brain. We can't have multiple pretzel brains.
That's the fantasy roach for it, the red show for you.
Yeah.
All right, so we can move on there. I think we hit that one pretty good. All right, let's see what else we got. We got the Atlanta Falcons losing to the Arizona Cardinals 25-23. Kyler Murray, welcome back to the NFL. He looked just as electric as he did prior to the injury. He did not have a knee brace, which I found interesting. I thought he would have a knee brace coming out this week. I know James Conner didn't do much, 70 yards on the ground. But
he made a very smart veteran running back decision to
fall down
the end zone. He had, he had a touchdown, but he just made the right decision.
Yeah. I to be honest with you, I thought he was going to be involved more in the passing game. He usually is a good pass catching running back. So hopefully he does next week. I'm looking forward to seeing that. But it's his full workload. He got out of the backfield, 16 carries.
Yep.
Other running backs got 1 or 2.
False start from my boy Lloyd Cushenberry.
Cushenberry.
Yeah, Lloyd Cush, LSU boy. He was the center for Joe Burrow in our wonderful 2019 season. I actually sat next to him at a Bulls Nuggets game in Denver.
Really?
Yeah, last year I have a picture with him.
All right, so Arizona, Trey McBride, 8 for 131, his biggest game of the season.
Yeah, he's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, he's a beast. He's a must start moving forward, especially with Kyler playing like this. But yeah, I like what I saw from Kyler. That's my main takeaway from this. He looked really good.
Yeah.
Shane O'Mac, I want to read you off our underdog ownership percentages for tight ends. Number
Please
1
do.
At 40%, Dalton Kincaid.
Yeah.
Number 2 at 35%, Trey McBride. Unfortunately, here's our swing and miss. Greg Dulcich, 27.5%.
Yeah.
However, our fourth highest owned, Sam Laporta, 25%.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, we
paid
peppered those four.
Yeah, and that's some of our highest across the board. So we're definitely in a really good spot there.
You had a pretty good Jerome Ford share too, didn't you?
Yeah,
Oh,
he's
yeah.
like 42.5%. He was our
Yeah.
highest owned. He's our highest owned across the board. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're looking pretty good for this playoffs and underdog.
Yeah, I don't know. It's our first year doing it, so it's hard for me to evaluate how I feel about them.
Yeah.
Because I just imagine when it's a tournament with that many entries that you're going to be going against a lot of teams that don't have holes, and we have holes in like all of ours.
Very true. Very true.
That's the way I look at it. I mean, I could be wrong. Like I said, that's my first season doing this. So I don't think my barometer is very accurate for evaluating these right now, but that's how my brain works, is like because of how many people are in a tournament like this. But like our advance rate is very high, so our ability to go in and win drafts is high, like we thought it would be. But
yeah.
Anyways.
All right, back to the Arizona Cardinals and Atlanta Falcons game. Taylor Heineke got hurt. Did you guys see what happened here? He got hurt late in the game, and Desmond Ridder came in.
I didn't see what it was exactly. That was just a red zone game for me.
Yeah, me too. The big news is Bijan Robinson, 22 carries. Finally, thank the Lord. Kulz made a joke before stream. He said, do you think Arthur Smith was approached by Arthur Blank and was like, dude, Bijan is the future. Give him the fucking ball.
Had to have, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there was a talk with ownership, and we saw that, and then they were better for it.
Yep.
He remains to be a complete fucking dumbass. I think the reason why, I think like he's such a little bitch. I think that like the reason why we saw him as punt returner is because he's like, oh, I'll show him. I'll give him the ball more. I'll make him punt returner. Like he's just a little bitch in my mind. But I mean, he's clearly better than anyone else on the team. So give him the fucking ball a lot.
Yeah, a lot. Yeah, keep him coming.
Idiot. So such an idiot. And then like look at Algier. Like, oh, Algier is the best short down and goal line back is what he says. Statistically speaking, it's not true. But then you see Bijan score by getting bottled up and then breaking it outside and being way better than ever. Like, he's just such a dumbass.
They gotta take all the film what San Francisco does with Christian McCaffrey and replicate it with Bijan.
Yes.
It's not hard.
Yeah.
No.
Give him 20 carries and 7 targets.
Yeah, I was watching the games with my buddy who went to Texas from Austin, massive, season ticket holder, massive Texas fan. And that's exactly what I said. And he knows football extremely well also. And I was like, dude, imagine Bijan in a Shanahan style offense. Like he would just be McCaffrey on steroids.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, moving on. We got the Detroit Lions beating the Los Angeles Chargers 41-38. Detroit improves to 7-2. Chargers fall to 4-5. How about that backfield, man? David Montgomery came back from injury, 12 carries, 116 yards and a touchdown, mainly from that one explosive 75-yard run he had. But Jahmyr Gibbs, 14 carries, 77 yards and 2 touchdowns. Is this a full 50-50 split now?
Has to be, right?
It has to be.
Yeah.
I mean, Jahmyr Gibbs, he's so good. You can't deny how good he is with the football. So you have to give him at least this many carries. But David Montgomery is great too. You just have a great dynamic rushing attack with these two in the backfield. You know what I mean? Like, I love it. You know,
gosh.
Jared Goff, one of Shane's green light quarterbacks, 333 yards, 2 touchdowns, massive game. Amon-Ra, huge game. 8 for 156 and a touchdown. Laporta, relatively quiet from his previous games, 4 for 40. What did you guys see here? Is Lions are the real deal, huh?
Yeah, Shane, I'll let you talk on this first. I just feel like I'm not spoiling anymore. Did you see that fucking 4th and 2?
Yeah, he missed it by a mile.
Yeah, dude.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
But
oh my god.
I mean, yeah, I think it's pretty self-explanatory every week. You're starting both running backs, you're starting St. Brown, you're starting Laporta. I mean,
Yeah. Nothing
you don't-
changing there.
Nothing new, nothing changes.
yeah.
Yep.
Lions look great.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. How about Keenan Allen? 11 catches, 175 yards, and 2 touchdowns. This guy is one of the best wide receivers in the NFL.
Yeah, he was great. He banged up his shoulder, came back in as a decoy for that Quentin Johnson touchdown. But yeah, he was awesome.
Jalen Guyton fucked me. I had a parlay where all 6 legs hit, and the 7th one that didn't hit was Jalen Guyton. I picked him to not score a touchdown, and he scored a touchdown and completely fucked my parlay.
I love that.
Oh man,
that
was rough. That was rough. But yeah, Justin Herbert, massive game, 323 yards, 4 touchdowns in the air. He did throw an interception. Chargers just somehow find a way to put up.
Defensive guru Brandon Staley gives up 40 at home.
Yeah, you find a way to score 35 plus points and still lose the game. This is their MO. You know what I mean? It's just what they do. So
if I'm Kellen Moore, I just like slide a anonymous note under the owner's door, and I'm like, you have a great like just lay it out as easy as possible of like, you have a great quarterback, one of the best talent quarterbacks. Your offensive coordinator seems to be pretty good at developing quarterbacks. Wonder what that would look like if he was a head coach. And just release a little anonymous note under the door.
I would imagine he has the best chances of getting the job, right?
I mean, it just depends who's available. Like Ben Johnson, if they could win him, then like,
oh, it'd be great. They they historically don't spend a lot of money on coaches, but yeah, that would be a home run.
Yeah. Well, like historically, how something is historically structured changes when you have someone like, Justin Herbert, right? Like, look at the Bengals. You could say they don't pay players and you have Burrow sitting in your lap. Like, you're going to make sure, you know what I mean? Like, if you have a Super Bowl window, a Super Bowl talent, that's when typically billionaires know when to take on more risk and push more chips in the middle of the middle of the
all
table.
In.
Yeah. And they're in that situation, for the extent of Herbert's career. So I don't know. Kellen would just be a perfect, I guess I don't know how he would be as a head coach, but that type of style of a coach who should be your head coach, and then bring in a defensive guru to be DC, give him that whole, give him the reins there and let him go. But
yeah. All right, moving on. We got the New York Giants losing in incredible fashion to the Dallas Cowboys, 49-17. Cowboys put up over 500 yards of offense. Just completely dominated this game. Yeah. Tommy DeVito is terrible. He did throw 2 touchdowns late, and but only 86 yards and an interception. I mean, this Giants defense this Giants team is complete garbage.
It's a broken team.
Yeah, absolutely. You can't do much with Tommy DeVito at the helm. So
it's been a tough year for Belichick and his disciples.
Yeah.
As is usually the case, right? For his disciples, at least. But how about
so 49 points on the board for the Cowboys. I can't imagine anyone would ever sit Dak Prescott, but he definitely
400 yards and 4 touchdowns on the fucking bench. Oh, that was terrible, dude. That was terrible.
You guys should know. Shane was right. You should have just kept that one to yourself. When Shane was like, "Don't, I don't want to
don't talk about it." But who am I gonna? I'm just not gonna talk about it. I'm gonna talk about it. Roast me.
I love that you. I love that you did.
I'm just being transparent. You know what I mean?
No,
it is what it is.
It's funny.
And again, I deserve it full-heartedly. I deserve every minute of that. I should have never asked the question.
No, that is a not like that is a non. I don't want to say non-negotiable, but that is a blood. It's a blood oath that us three make as doing this is. If you have a bad take, we are holding each other accountable by publicly shaming. That's what you signed up for when releasing content. It just makes better content. So I was just fucking with you.
Tony Pollard. We thought this was going to be a good game, man. What the fuck? What the fuck, Shane? What's going on with Tony Pollard?
Okay, so this is my Kulz conspiracy.
Hit it.
I have one too.
Hit it.
I have one too about this. I wonder if we have the same one.
Maybe.
Let's hear it.
I can't wait to hear it. What do you guys got?
Boom shaka.
Sorry. All the buttons.
I think we are about to see a 2021 Zeke and Pollard running back split with Tony Pollard and Rico Dowdle.
Oh.
I think that
Sutton fumble.
Oh, geez.
Fuck.
Yeah, I think that is what some of Pollard's struggles are, is he's dropped from over 5 yards a carry last year to 3.8 this year. And Dowdle, it wasn't just mop-up time. Dowdle got runs on that first series for the Cowboys in that game.
Yeah.
It may not materialize, but for some reason, I have a feeling he's going to start getting 10 to 12 carries.
Wow. Kulz, what was yours?
So here's something I noticed that I need to do better. And I want you guys to come up with a way for me to do this with my dumb brain. I read things and then I don't save them. So it would make my takes a lot better if I saved them and then referenced them when using them on the podcast. But it was something to do with the type of surgery that he got. The tightrope ankle surgery. It's supposed to be like the miracle surgery. And then whoever tweeted about it referenced Pollard and then someone else who are both not performing to the way we expected them to. So that was the Kulz conspiracy, is that maybe this is not the miracle surgery that it is was originally, that they're saying that they originally thought it was.
Oh, okay.
So that would be my concern, is his ankle not as, reliable as we thought it was? Does he feel a little bit different? When you're a big play potential type player like Pollard and you see those big plays go away, that past injury history could be a concern. I mean, I have ankle injuries, dude, and I'm not calling myself an athlete. I don't do anything at that level, obviously, but I've tweaked an ankle before and I still feel it sometimes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like ankles are, they're not, you use them so often that, it's, you can feel them.
Yeah. All right. But Brandon Cooks finally shows up. I don't know what's going on, but 9 for 173 and a touchdown. Just massive game for Brandon Cooks. And then, of course, another good game for CeeDee Lamb. Who would have thought? 11 for 151 and a touchdown. That was great.
Uncle Rico Dowdle, 79 and a tud.
Yeah. Uncle Rico. Uncle Rico? That's what you call him?
Yeah, isn't Uncle Rico the guy that throws the football? And
and what movie was that?
Napoleon Dynamite.
Napoleon Dynamite. Yes.
We need to get a soundboard. We need to get a Napoleon Dynamite soundboard uploaded here.
Yeah,
I will. That's next thing I'm doing.
Yeah, there's some good one-liners in that one.
Phenomenal one-liners. Just a great game for Dallas. They spread the ball around, four receivers had touchdowns. Can we trust Brandon Cooks moving forward? I mean, can we trust Dak Prescott to continue doing this? He's got a favorable schedule, right?
Yeah, I mean, to me, like, I am not like Dak Prescott. Maybe I am a Dak Prescott whisperer, to be honest, because I think it's so obvious when his big games are coming and when his bad games are coming. That's why I love the Cowboys. Like, I think they're the most predictable team. And when someone's predictable, you can benefit from that. So, yes, I think that it will continue. And he's going to look outstanding some games, and it's matchup dependent. So the way, if I was a Cooks owner, is, I would play him at home against the Giants. I would play Dak at home against the Giants. But at Panthers, you got a good matchup here. Commanders at home, an incredible matchup. I would be starting the fuck out of Cooks. I would circle that. What is that? Is that Thanksgiving game too? Which is even
Thanksgiving.
Better. Yeah, like now you get to sit and fucking drink and eat tons of food and watch Cooks go off. Like, that would be a night that I would be starting Cooks. Seahawks at home, outstanding matchup. So, those are 3 weeks where you're going to feel good starting Cooks, and I bet you you're going to be paid off. There's a deep shot to Shakir.
Nice.
So, Eagles at home, we'll see how they're playing by that point.
Yeah.
That could end up being one of those games where, it's a shootout.
Yep, just like last year.
But anyways, we'll keep the Dak whisperer going. But yes, I'm happy to see Cook performing well, and performing well right now, because inevitably someone was going to step up. Like that's just what happens. Like with the Cowboys offense, and he has done that now. So hopefully he keeps it rolling. I mean, he's such a professional. He's outperformed expectations every year. So you can be confident to see him continue.
All right. Moving on. We got the 2 games left. The Washington Commanders lost to the Seattle Seahawks by only 3 points, 29-26. Seattle improves to 6-3. Washington falls to 4-6. Sam Howell, 300 yards, 312 yards, and 3 touchdowns. And then Brian Robinson in the passing game, he had a long 51-yarder, but 6 for 119 and 1. Definitely out of the ordinary. The top 2 receivers on the Redskins or the Commanders was Brian Robinson and Antonio Gibson. Those were the top 2 receivers for the team. Very strange game.
Yeah. As someone who is big on Gibson preseason, I would have loved to seen some of those other 6 for 120 and a touchdown be on Gibson, but
yeah, no kidding.
It's good to see Gibson. I mean, he had 5 catches, 6 targets. Like, as long as he's getting 6 targets, I would be happy with our best ball shares in that case. But, is he going to take over that backfield? No, unfortunately. Gosh darn it. Fucking Latavius.
Punch it in.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Geno Smith, 369 yards and 2 touchdowns. Didn't somebody, Kulz, did you have him on the green light this week?
Who?
You, Geno Smith?
Geno?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. 369 and 2 touchdowns. And you had JSN, 4 for 53. Kenneth Walker had a big receiving touchdown, 64-yarder. Tyler Lockett was very active along with DK Metcalf. Good game for the Seattle Seahawks. Washington's got a terrible defense.
Yeah, I'm not going to take the dub on JSN at 4 for 53. I think that's probably about his, I wouldn't say floor, but kind of his floor.
Right there.
I think I saw Lockett get hit, and I thought he was going to be concussed, and I was getting very I don't want to, I'm not the guy that's going to celebrate anyone getting injured, but I had a DFS build with Geno and JSN, and I was like, oh man, this could be Lockett being done for the game. It was early on in the game too. He got hit high, and that could have really opened things up there. Unfortunately, it didn't. But unfortunately, Tyler Lockett's okay. Just saying.
Let's not wish bad injury on a K-Stater like
No,
that.
that's how Josh gets third. Lockett's K-State. I really didn't even know that, and I typically know colleges really well. Josh, that is how you have number 3 points scored, and you're not making the playoffs. Is you wish injury upon other players. That just having that hateful thought in your brain, like they can hear your thoughts. It's not only your actions.
Fantasy gods can hear your thoughts.
Yeah, they can. All gods can. That's kind of like what it's all about, I think. So
getting very profound here on the Road Show.
It's truth. I mean, if you're not willing to open up your mind to hearing truths, then turn off fucking YouTube.
Fool me once, fool me twice, fool me 3 times.
Yeah, the Roadshow doesn't want you.
Oh God. All right, let's finish this up. It's been a long night. The New York Jets lose to the Raiders 16-12 in an ugly game last night.
Oh, God, such an ugly game.
Yeah, very rough to watch. The Jets offense and the Raiders for that matter. Aiden O'Connell, not very good. 153 and a touchdown with an interception. Josh Jacobs continues to be the shining star, the heart and soul of this Raiders team. 27 carries, 116 yards. Devontae Adams was active in the first half.
Yeah.
Not so much the second half. 6 for 86. And the coach made a comment, which, I mean, it makes sense, is you target your wide receivers early, and then all of a sudden they start blocking better throughout the game. You get them involved early on, and you get them happy. And you know what I mean? Because it's true. It's like, in the first couple of drives, pepper them with targets. All of a sudden, they're going to be playing better the rest of the game, thinking they're very much involved. So, Petey, you need a Tumps diss track.
I just saw that comment when it happened. Yeah. So let's see, at Dolphins versus Chiefs versus Vikings versus Chargers.
Ooh.
So Dolphins, I mean, Chiefs, I kind of like this 4-game stretch for the Raiders. Like Josh Jacobs is probably someone that I would target if you're looking to make a move by the deadline. Because like AOC is obviously not. Josh Jacobs is a good running back. Like, and then like people don't really view him as like, you know what I mean? What I'm trying to say there, how people don't view him as like one of these top guys.
Yeah.
So with the right owner, you could probably get a little bit of value there. But with that matchup and with how I see this Raiders offense winning games, it's through Jacobs. It's through the defense and through Jacobs. O'Connell's never just going to turn it on and, be the main guy in the offense with Devontae Adams. So it's going to be pounding the ball with Jacobs, him having big games and them getting things going through the ground game. So that is an interesting person to target. 2 catches for 11 yards. If you can see that number increase a little bit to like 2 for 25 or even 3 for a little bit more.
He's been very active.
It's 100 plus. Game. Yeah, and he gets 100 plus and a touchdown. Like he could be one of these rest of season top, 3, top 5 for sure guys, because of what he means to that offense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm probably going to start looking at who owns him in different leagues, and then Aaron Jones. I thought of Aaron Jones while we were just talking about that, because similar case, like in order for the Packers to do anything on offense, it's going to have to be through Aaron Jones. Unfortunately, the Packers suck, but same idea, right? Same ideology there.
Yeah.
Of path to success for said team. Raiders just have momentum and the Packers are dead. So,
Yep. Yeah. No, very good point. Very good point. Garrett Wilson continues to be relative regardless of inadequacies on the team. 9 for 93. Breece Hall pretty quiet in this game. 13
God,
for 28,
and he
47.
Could have fucking had that Hail Mary catch too if
oh my God,
Conklin playing.
I tell you what, man, the athleticism in Zach Wilson is still there. Like the guy, for him to evade Max Crosby like that and then juke him and still get that ball off to heave it downfield and put it in a position for them to almost complete like you cannot
Here's the
say
issue.
that loss.
No, you can't.
I'm saying you can't say that entire loss was all on him. Like plenty of Jets fans are out there saying that it's not entirely his fault that they lost this game. There's a lot of other factors. He put your
Hackett. Like the reason for his success in the NFL being Rodgers as his quarterback, and then when he doesn't have Rodgers as his quarterback, he's just a yes man for Rodgers. So without Rodgers at quarterback, there's a glaring issue there. That being said, like Wilson has enough opportunity that the issue with Wilson is what makes a good quarterback in the NFL is milliseconds of making decisions, of seeing processing information, of literally milliseconds. So that's what he's missing is no one's ever knocked him for his arm talent. I mean, did you see that fucking throw too? Like he's creative. He can throw the ball in creative ways. His arm talent is, great, but it's clearly been the processing information and reading defenses, those are very problematic areas to be missing, that's why some very great talented, that's why it's so hard to evaluate the NFL quarterback position is because you don't know how that's going to translate because that's something they've never experienced until you're in it. You feel the speed and you're either overwhelmed or you're composed,
Yeah.
So yes, I agree in that the talent's relevant, but I do think he's probably has the sample size to where you need to see some improvements there pretty quickly. Otherwise, you got to move on.
Yep. All right. Well, that about does it. We got a quick question here from Santa Claus. Getting into the season. What do you guys think about Alvin Kamara going forwards? Will he continue to put up good points or will he go down?
I think he's pretty safe in PPR leagues.
I love him.
Absolutely. You're going to have down weeks. It's just the nature of the game, but I am totally confident with Alvin Kamara going forward. He's top 10, top 12 running back rest of the season. Yeah, he's a running back one.
Yeah, I love him. Ever since we saw how he was being used, literally, I mean, you've been hearing it from me, and we've all agreed on it. Is that right when we saw his usage coming out of the gate and how, like we just talked about with Jacobs and Jones, if the Saints are going to be competitive in winning games, it's going to be all through Kamara. So those are the type of guys that are league winners, is because you catch them on the right weeks where they're, catching 10 balls, that kind of thing. Kamara's going to have games where he catches 10 balls and gets 2 touchdowns. Those games are still to come this year. So those are the guys that you want. What I want to know from you, Santa Claus, is will I be getting a visit from you this year?
Coles, we all know you're getting Cole, okay? Stop it.
Yeah, that's why that's why they call me Coles, baby.
All right, well, I think that about does it. 2-hour-long stream here in Monday Night Football. We're just some boys shooting the shit, watching the game, having fun. Thank you all for joining. Thank you all for watching. We appreciate you guys. You guys are the best. As a reminder, this episode is brought to you by Rule One Proteins. Go to www.rule1proteins.com. Enter promo code ROADIES40 at checkout for 40% off. That's ROADIES40. Join us tomorrow. We will be dropping an episode on our Hitchhikers for the week 11, waiver wire ads that we think you should be picking up, gearing ready for this playoff run, the playoff push. And then we got a red light, green light. Santa Claus. Coles, you're on the nice list. Look at that.
That's because he respects the fantasy gods.
That's exactly why. They're always listening. Guys, they're listening to your thoughts.
Yeah. I've always been very respectful of the fantasy gods. I need to be more respectful of the real gods. I'm going to put that on my 2024 my 24 list. So Santa Claus, it's only getting better, I promise you. Stick with me, Santa Claus.
Oh God! All right. Well, you guys are awesome. I appreciate you guys joining us. All right, guys. Anything else? You guys good?
No.
No, buckled
All right,
up and
cool.
put her to bed.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm about to do. I'm about to hit the sack right here, watching the rest of this game. Thank you guys all for joining us. You guys are the best. Kulz, why don't you go ahead and hit our song? And
Jair Alexanderus.
yep, buckle the fuck up, people.
Buckle the truck up.
Maybe.